Andrew Wilson has a problem. He's the CEO of Electronic Arts, and that means he's got to lead the quarterly earnings presentations. And time again, he's had to tell investors that they have not been able to make the line go up with Apex Legends, and not for a lack of trying. We had, as an example, in 2023, the Final Fantasy VII Buster Sword gacha game, and that gave way to a business model overhaul that was completely rejected by players, meaning that EA had to scrap its worst parts. And that's where today gets fun. Electronic Arts just had their earnings call, and Wilson said, to drive significant growth and re-engagement, large systemic change is required. So if you're an Apex player and that's just been said about your game, you're probably going to feel a little bit worried. And right on cue, some changes have just hit the game. We are going to be going deep into gambling land. Just take a look at what the store looks like, because whenever you click in some of those things in the store, turns out that's not just a button to buy some things. Oh no, it's a button that takes you into an entire other monetized system with its own progression track. It's all kind of crazy, so let's jump in. The first thing we need is proper context, so here's the Steam chart for Apex Legends. Across 3 months, you can see it's trended down, but there is a new spike with the new season. Context can't hurt though, so let's zoom out. Now we've got the 1-year view, and that sees us down from around a 340k player average to 147. But even worse is the 3-year view, because with that we can see weekly peak averages of 624k, and well, before that, a year of rapid growth. With that chart, you can see why they're worried. Now, the 2023 Final Fantasy VII gacha event, of course, sold great, and it was them doing the inevitable, earning more money not by growing the game or making it better, but doing an Overwatch, doing a Fortnite, doing brand collaborations. Basically, it's live service carcinization, just that instead of evolution converging into the form of a crab, it's just games converging on brand invasions, which is pretty damn annoying. But don't worry, if you're an Apex player, it does get a lot more spicy. Now, these changes were not enough to save the team. Apex has seen layoffs across its core development team and multiple QA teams as well, because we all know that when you want to grow something, the best thing you should do is shoot it in the kneecaps first. Now, when Wilson said large systemic change, of course, they already had tried that. They did a new system with the battle passes. Instead of 1 pass per season, there would be 2, and they actually tried to make it so those passes were only purchasable with real money. No more buying them with in-game currency. Now this blew back on them hard, because shockingly enough, rug pulling your remaining players is not a great plan. Backtracks ensued, and Respawn issued a statement. Here's what they said. They recognize that they need to be more timely, transparent, and consistent in their communications. Your priorities are our priorities. Cheaters, game stability, and quality of life updates are top of mind. We need to get better, and it's why we're acknowledging them here. And after this statement, the double passes stayed, but they could be earned with in-game currency, and true to their word, quality of life updates did actually happen. There were anti-cheating efforts that were more transparent, but just take a look at the Steam charts. They were not looking great. Apex players knew that their game was embattled, and then the news dropped that, well, if you're playing the game in Linux, good luck, because, well, you won't be able to play it anymore. Linux support, meaning no Steam Deck, that is dropped, all because of their anti-cheating efforts. So for Apex players, they have seen bad, they've seen worrying things, and that means that when they heard Wilson's words, large systemic change, fear was inspired more than anything else. Big picture, EA's earnings call did actually have great results, just not for Apex Legends. College football and EA Sports FC are making bank for the company. Sims has absolutely exploded since it went free to play, but Apex missed its quarterly earnings targets as a result of the first pass of this season being free to everybody. But they said that they did see spending return to previously seen levels with the second paid pass. And that's where things get fun, because everybody could earn the first Season 22 Premium Pass for free. They would just do a challenge, and if they wanted to, they could then upgrade to the Premium Plus Pass for a discount. Beyond that, though, they work per the new normal with a few little twists, and that's where things get quite fun. So there's a Premium Pass, yes. It costs 950 Apex coins, and there are 1,300 coins in the track, which sounds great. But there's actually two more types of pass, the Ultimate Pass and the Ultimate Plus Pass. Now, they're only purchasable with real currency, but here's the kicker. They have instant rewards, which are crafting currency, and 800 Apex coins worth of loot boxes. And that's the thing, buying with points only gets you the basic version of the Premium Pass. It almost exists to make you feel like you should upgrade to Ultimate, right? Or maybe even to Ultimate Plus, because with that, you'll pay more money, but you'll get level skips, you'll get better skins, and of course, you'll unlock all legends for the duration of the pass, which is only half a season. So with changes like that, I can absolutely see why Wilson said spending return, but obviously they don't need it to return, they need it to grow. So he says they're working retention now, but they've got those significant changes in the future. What does that mean? And what was the deal with all those headlines about Apex Legends 2.0? We'll deal with that, and then we'll get into the fun gambling. What significant changes means is specifically not Apex 2.0. Wilson responded rather bluntly to an investor question, saying that the version 2 of a thing almost has never been as successful as the version 1 thing. And he's obviously not wrong. Apex Legends 2.0 would take away from 1.0. Our most obvious example of this is Overwatch 2, but just this summer we actually got another example in the form of Smite 2. They are trying to have Smite 2 coexist with Smite, but it's just not worked. You can take a look at SteamDB, and you can actually add together Smite 1 and Smite 2, and when you do that you see that combined, they are below where Smite was before any of that happened. And not years before, just weeks before. And in the wake of Smite 2's release, Hi-Rez have had to shut down multiple games and they've laid off staff. So Andrew Wilson is right. Apex's asset is the players that it has. A 2.0 would not work. And his answer, shutting down the investor, is strong, but brace yourself, it's painful to listen to. Get a load of this. Anytime we call a global player community to have to choose between the investments they've made to date and future innovation creativity, that's never a good place to put our community in. Yeah. Look, he's right. The problem is he didn't really speak like a human. I've never heard of 2.0 of a game be called Future Innovation Creativity. That's absolutely crazy. But there is a point. Apex has got two choices: manage decline or to climb out of its hole. Wilson's large systemic change is not fully here yet, but we can see what they're doing and all of the exciting new consumption opportunities that Apex Legends players can enjoy. The first bit of news is to get people back. The launch version of Apex Legends is back as a time-limited mode. It's something we've seen Fortnite and other games do pretty damn successfully, and there's another event, basically another tweak in the gameplay with rifts that can have items in them. I won't get into the details, but that's all exciting stuff along with the character rework that people have very much wanted. Of course, why it's there is to get you back in, to get you spending, and it's the spending that gets interesting. They have added in retro packs. So Apex Legends has loot boxes in the form of Apex packs. These retro packs are different, and there are two types: Battle Pass ones and event ones. And the way that they work is they contain rewards from past events and battle passes. They're designed to be a continual new feature, but whenever one of them is active, it will have its reward pool be limited to a specific battle pass. Where it gets fun is, these cost 500 Apex coins, which is 5 times the price of a regular Apex pack. That's quite fun. Now, it gets even more interesting. If you partially completed a prior battle pass, then the loot pool, well, there'll be no dupes in it. And that does mean that, let's just say you only had to get the final 20 levels of the battle pass. Because it's the end of the battle pass, oh boy, those are going to be the high value items. So you can see how it's a very intelligent monetization squeeze. And speaking of those, this is all off the back of South Korea forcing EA's hand with regulations that force the disclosure of drop rates. And this one is quite something. It transpires that for all of this time, the drop rate of heirloom shards from Apex packs has been 0.045%. Now, there is a guaranteed drop after 500 packs, but previously the game said less than 1%. Of course, the actual number was 1/5 of 1%, which I don't think is what most people would have assumed. You're actually more likely to hit the pity system than you are to get a drop. Now, a pack costs 100 coins, so 500 packs is 50,000 coins, which is over $300. But of course, if you're buying that many coins, you'll obviously want to be signed up to EA Play to get an exciting 10% discount. So it's kind of wild stuff, and with the retro packs, we see them doubling down even more. So much so that there's actually even more. There are 3 exciting new monetization features. Not only do heirloom shard packs have a truly Vegas tier animation, but there's a new loot pool display feature, a bulk pack opening tool, and most importantly of all, the spark system. And the spark system is quite something. You see, you've got this exciting thing, it's called a spark meter, and just looking at it, don't you want to fill it up? Well, you can fill it up, that's the great news, dear viewer, and when you fill it up, you'll actually get rewards. Now, to fill that bar up, you need to purchase Apex packs, but only the first 10 of a week, it seems. And it actually also says that spark rewards are time limited, so don't miss out. Which of course means that you better diligently fill your spark meter every week via packs. And you will earn some packs via gameplay, but you will have to buy most of them, and if you're going to be in here for the long haul, you should absolutely do that with an EA Play subscription and by getting a cash-efficient bundle of coins. So it really is something, and because the spark rewards are time limited, Respawn can jack up their earnings by just putting a tasty item in there. But there is of course more than that. Just in my notes here, I'm taking a look at the Void Mercenary Collection. The Void Mercenary Collection, my dear gamer friends, is very exciting. It absolutely makes me want to consume. And the way that it works is a little inspired by the Final Fantasy VII gacha event, where you can see here that you can just buy packs. But if you buy packs in a bundle of 4, well, that's amazing because it guarantees a legendary item and you won't get dupes. And of course, you can see the extremely rare big ticket item that's there. But in addition to that, there is also milestone progression, which means that for all of the different packs that you get within this, you get even more rewards. Now, is that not exciting? Oh, amazing. So you can see how they have implemented so many layers of monetization. The store, in fact, right now has, it's not got 9 items, it's got 9 different categories. It's quite something. So yeah, Andrew Wilson says, large systemic change. We're obviously seeing them laying the groundwork of a game that will fundamentally have a higher average revenue per user, because why add new users if you cannot increase that average spend? And what is fun here is that Overwatch 2 went the direction of a full rotating store, battle pass bundles, but no loot boxes. And now we can see how a loot box based system grows whenever just selling loot boxes is not enough to make the money that you think you need. And in the case of both games, we are shown what actually gets effort, what actually makes the line go up. Because if you are Electronic Arts or Activision Blizzard, that's what matters. The game is just a means to an end. And in a world where people no longer get games sold to them, games are becoming a platform for selling cosmetics. And in almost every instance then, that incentivizes a state as close as possible to managed decline. The game will get focus, yes, but it's a lot cheaper to earn more money through monetization systems design than it is to truly grow your game through content and innovation. See, the raw unit economics here matter, and recently Sean Layden, famed PlayStation software executive who led Worldwide Studios, he worked from 1987 to 2021 at PlayStation. Well, he spoke out about the creative death spiral in AAA gaming, and you can learn more about that in this next video.